sold, you will see more information. You can now see what is the content of saturated fats, what is the content of non-saturated fats. Because of what? Because the food can kill us. Food we eat can kill us. If you eat too much saturated fat, you're blocking the lining of blood vessels. And that lining starts decreasing, getting narrow, the space rather, start getting narrow, then blood pressure. And sometimes with diabetes and so on, cardiovascular diseases will start showing up. So what NAFDAC doing is making sure regarding the health of the nation by now having a labeling and informed can really understand and see. When I was there were some additives that were on the label. FDA also, like what we had reviewed their regulations and mandatory. You've got to put everything on the label. So you see me, so I will start reading and read, because what we eat can kill us. What we eat kills us and make us to be more dependent. If you eat well, the level of use of it will decrease. Take it from me. Thank you very much.
This is Morning Alert.
All right. Into perspective, they need. It almost looks like there's just we just need to go back to the way that you are doing things. We just need to eat. Shortcuts is now shows life. I know that doesn't sound in English language, but I mean that's what we are in and we're dealing with as the days go on. But like you, very concerned along the lines even available to be eaten. Can people eat what they say they want? The likes of that. Okay. I'll read some of yours. This very morning. Leo from Usadele said, "Good morning, FMD. Traffic violation. It's only in Abuja's hunt for the traffic lights to turn. Can you beat that?" Okay. Good morning, FMD. CSS continued detention of former EFCC chairman. Please, where's ECOWAS now? If you know, understand. St. Jude from Gwagwalada. Great morning from D. Professor Bolayemi proves the issue of retirement age is wrong. Is such of clarity of mind and his analysis of ECOWAS and Nigeria in is mind-blowing, which means of our astute old minds. Badako writes that in. From the any hike in pump price now nearly kill Nigeria's economy masses. The people government should quickly these marketers. Olushadu did write that in. Throughout from Kwali says, "Good morning from D. Use subsidy and price to get to 70 naira. Nigerians as passed through a lot under the dispensation, and this dispensation try and make things easy for Nigerians. Because some of us that voted, government cannot be put to shame because of Mr. President's political philosophy. Bandits killing Major and even 11 killed in Niger State is quite the killing of a gallant army, but the security architecture of the country needs to be overhauled so that these killings can stop. The lawmakers passed the state policing bill. Nigeria shall be great again." Adimola from Papa says, "Good morning, Uncle D. Government should please do something about the insecurity. It's getting out of hand. Should not be taken to Niger Republic. We need to fix first. God bless Nigeria." Get ready for war. The IBF is only Nigerians that will suffer. And how to do tricks to avoid fight? Nigerians must protect the citizens of Niger's choice to regret our action against the Nigerians. Chimeze Nwafo from Gogola brought that in. All right. Glory from Yaya says she wants telephone numbers. I'll just do you, but I'll send you the telephone numbers so you can call in, note, and make your views known this very morning. I think that would be good. But I'm going to call immediately after the break there. Try and read some other messages I do coming in, did come in time. Good morning, friends. Downed another helicopter. What's wrong with Nigerian Army and Air Force that join forces together and eliminate this? I'm tired of this kind of news for massacre. Good morning from you. Dialogue is the best up to Nigerian saga. We don't want more hardship in our country compared to the one we are facing. Families are hungry, increasing day by day. From Area 1, 1918. Yakubu from Silex extends his greetings this morning. And then I'm reading this. Femi Dean, a Nigerian for family. A minister said, "You dashed expectations." Ex-APC vice chairman the same individuals that have not the country out of the wood are still being ruled. How will Nigeria move forward when to practice feudal claiming its democracy? Like to us that if they are in place of authority, see dividends of democracy, but they continue to carry on well to themselves and family members. God deliver and bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's according to Chaku from Lugbe. Stay with me. When I come back after the break, let's talk about it all. Security, Niger State, all these are on the table of the current affairs show. I'll be back.
The morning.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning, Crossfire, 5 to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1 and Femi Amede. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day. In a way, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reason to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged directly. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even then.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info. 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 Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
It was the killing of one and abduction of 7 others in a Zamfara local government area. Now, that also the issue of the public saga into force. It's not backing down. The so on standby, and you can imagine that things are going on across the country. On to you.
Morning, Femi.
Yes, good morning. Well,
Yes. See this issue of
let's get to know your name. Hello, good morning. Okay. Your name?
we can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes,
Justice
sure.
of Peace.
Justice of Peace.
Yes, this issue of our economy here, the acting CBN governor about his brief with the president.
Oh, they're working out. It looks like we may need to take a call. Network is doing what's best. Not working. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes. All right, Obi.
Yes, I want to take on the two this morning. The defense and the CBN governor about it. Now, let me say something. CBN governor has paralyzed ability. I don't know how to explain it to call it by my tongue. Because it's not what we're supposed to be using in Nigeria here. We don't spend dollar. We don't like ones, the vulnerable ones, or the that's the ones that spend. The only people that spend dollar is different. So why is it telling about what I was supposed to hear him say? So we are going to bring down food, our commodities, the prices that have gone up. People are saying, people are dying of hunger. This school issues. And the government have increased the fee in this. So what are we going there in Nigeria? I'm sorry. About the chief of defense staff. Please leave Niger Republic alone. Put those training active and train soldiers in our farmland so that our farmers can produce the food we eat for 8 or 2 years. A more farming system who can feed the other African countries. We should be jail alone. Don't go and share blue, don't send them, don't do anything about going to produce, train them on how to and protect our farmers in the bush so that they can farm our family anymore. Please, chief of defense staff. My name is Obedient Moses. Train your boys on how to protect our farm in the bush too.
All right, thank you. Just let me about a few things and understand how things are now. When it comes to macro, okay, let me start from micro and macro. Micro economy is what happens in your household, where daddy determines how much money is going to buy what. Okay, macro economy is what happens at the country. Now, in dealing with macro economy, 2 parts of it. Essentially, they know what happens at the end of the day. What you call fiscal policies, that's what you call policies. Now, we've had a challenge in Nigeria that people deal with fiscal have always entered. People deal with monetary have always entered fiscal. When it comes to issue of economy directly, it is to say that the CBN has to have a say, but deal more with the monetary part, not the policies that guide our day-to-day dealings per se. They deal with issues of dollar and the likes challenge we have. Challenge. But of course, one of the many challenges when it comes to exchange rates and dollar, like you say, I don't spend it. Much about how we spend it is if over the years, Nigeria has spent strongly on foreign money to get things importation. We've bought things in foreign currency and that our naira is sitting on many other countries. It's like powder is resting on somebody's back. So every time that back shakes, every time somebody not sufficient backs or supports on the lowest carrying a child, the baby may sleep or sleep, So the naira is responding to the activities that, is the dollar. It may not want, it's choiceless in responding to. Think about a baby sleeping out of a mother and the way baby at the back of a grandmother. I don't know, but some say the baby sleeps back of the grandmother because she's experienced enough to know baby. And nowadays, I wonder why ladies choose not to back babies. That's another matter. Another day. But it's an interesting guy. when you think about it, it's being backed by quite a number of currencies. Actors who have these dollars, and they tell me whether the baby will be on the side or on the back or on this or just around, or will be careless with the baby they are carrying. That is the activities of some people who have strong hold on the dollar to Nigeria and have moved around, and how that plays out into the arena of whether the naira shades or depreciate. And as you already know, depreciating in the activities of it. But the CBN is trying to to say this is the official rate, how healthy this baby can be on all the regular breast milk, all they're supposed to take on. But the other people in this baby called Naira, Akamu, there's nothing wrong with Akamu. It's a lovely, but I mean, giving the baby all day long, morning, night, giving the baby a nose through the mouth, through anywhere that shall take Akamu. And all kinds of other things as well. Bitter leaf, I mean, all kinds of, you wonder about, is the baby ready or this kind of food? So that the drama is. It may not look like it should have anything to do with you and I, then it is us day by day, and it's playing out. And Bad PC says they're not interested in increasing fuel. I mentioned that earlier, just so that I should bring it in. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Femi.
Good morning.
This is Ambassador calling you all the way from Lagos City.
Wow, Ambassador, you sound gentle, and I'm worried. Are you?
And Nigeria made me
My Jesus. Okay, gentle Ambassador Ade, well.
Just drop my own. Thank God that there's like given the tension of reading Nigeria actually. I want to let the Nigerian president, all the advocates of fighting with Nigeria Republic, to listen to well. United States of America branded by I think 3 or 4 countries. Share border with 3 or 4 countries. One of them is Canada, one of them is Cuba, one of them is Mexico, and up to today, Cuba have practiced them. If you remember very well, I think you must be conversant with that. Before in America, in States of America, and Cuba has been over 40 years. So, Nigerian president allowing countries to influence them to wage the war against Nigeria, the consequence is to be forever. Yeah. Mexico is a drug where we have a drug ban that is even affecting America. The United States of America will wage war against Mexico. Only thing they can do is to defend, to do that, make some economic policy of stringent inflow of people into America. America will never fight a war with that. They are very stupid. They have that, they have everything, they have the money. They have never break a book with a neighbor. So please, the government should never leave US and France and other countries. And this issue, they should think twice. I have a friend, let me say, who happens to be our mother in the country. They are in Nigeria. So waging war with the neighboring country is not a solution to any problem. America go out, let America and force to take to democracy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I also like the fact that you brought it up. And by the way, as well, not as if I remember, I knew there was a country that I went to. The U.S. on the border side with U.S. Borders with Russia, and Russia have a border through the location called Alaska. It's very cold, by the way. So forget in the case they give you Alaska for you to go, just know that it is junior Canada. Just to mention, Alaska is one of the coldest well on earth with regards to that. But you say U.S. never really took interest in Cuba, and not so sure. Under Fidel Castro, said Cuba had all kinds of things going, not war. But which brings me forward to options. I think Nigeria and ECOWAS should actually tone down their approach a little bit. Don't be in a haste to declare, which they have already declared. My dear friend, I wish the barrister would call back now from yesterday. But what becomes interesting is that every time U.S. jump into something that may not directly be us, there are many other channels to use. It's like, do all the conference, speak all the grammar about how they condemn something going on. They never move their boots. They never move soldiers, oftentimes. Every time they have done that, they went to Iran and Iraq, with Iraq and likes of that. But what makes it interesting is that there are ways to engage the country towards a solution, successfully declaring war, without only going to direct confrontation. At this point in time, I think what we should be hearing is maybe the military guys who did Niger should have been spoken to say, what's your handover plan towards democracy? You say you don't want all these elements of that this other leader, they decided to charge him, Mr. Prospero. So that's presumably misappropriation according to them. There are many other ways to go about it that may not necessarily be the newspaper system that we have. But really, it is just so unnecessary to fall where we are right now. My brother, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
It's Sebastian from Amali.
Oh, good, sir.
Thank you. Sir, if you see today, that is what we have been telling. Talking on this platform, thank God and info, give us a great opportunity. We have been reporting issue of insecurity. If you see Army yesterday, you pity them. This is how a government is treating general security. People stood dying. In yesterday, my community, that committee, that is me, see, it's not for it was for Nigerian Army. I am please, the security country, what are you people in? If the police are not making you happy, please be happiness to the poor masses, these people fleeing in. We were the rank where the farmers today we cannot eat a meal, that a farmer can eat a meal. What about you that inside, what will you sell? No longer importing this food. We are not exporting them to come in the own local one that will do. But these farmers are not going to flee security from the Inspector General of Police, the chief commander of this. Please, to pity Nigerian Army, pity police. They are suffering. See Army yesterday, Femi, you shed tears of this. What is happening in my state? What's happening in my local government? What is happening about of my local government? We are not still running day in, day out. We eat. No money to go. The students can no longer go to school. What will know it will happen? Disaster will happen.
All right, let's leave it at that with you. Thank you. Let's leave it at that. Okay. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Dr. Femi. Abubakar calling from Gwagwalada.
Welcome.
I appreciate your conduct, your professional, you dedication to millions of listeners, and people good of you who you mean your own part and their who know people appreciate you a lot.
Yes, sir.
My name is Abubakar calling you from that. I greet Obasanjo Amale. I greet everybody listening. It's on with our human capacity for the best. We had the best brain functioning in corporate entities across the globe. There are Nigerian professionals and people exist. They are doing well. But we don't know what is happening with it. Things are not working and we're supposed to do to go. People are dying. We are suffering casualties. The economy is sick. Budget raised. We are plunged into economic crisis. Now our leaders want to plunge into another crisis. What is happening with Nigeria, Dr. Midi Ameli? People will have to fed for themselves. They're attempting to intervene in Niger in order to cut peace. Here, the elements are the may spark of revolution. Thank you. That is my take.
Thank you as well for your view. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Femi.
Yes, good morning.
Break the news like news.
You're welcome, sir. Improve it.
Hello, can
Yes, I can.
I can. Okay, my name is Alasi. I want to appreciate you always giving us this platform. It's not but a privilege given to us to clear our mind, to say what I agree to Obasanjo from Amal and the previous agreed them. Look at this area complaining about. Femi, I have heard that I pay ransom, family member to be released. I lost family due to insecurity. This from Ahmed have been calling, and some people will castigate him. They will say, he's overburdened. Look at our gallant officer with captain and the one of the officers killed by these monsters. And with the technology, most especially this bandit do normally communicate with the family member. They can use this technology to track this criminal wherever they say it's a slap on the face of our security. Our gallant officer, the bro, they make them, they make this country. Why is this happening? The same thing happened in Zamfara. Many people kill in Zamfara. Please, in this government, as I always say, today's victims ever, tomorrow victims like today. It could be me, it could be anybody to me on air. They should do it. They are not happy. They are not happy. So that internet is place so that we consume.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start with you. So I say barely can hear you there, but at least we get the draft of what you say. Thank you so much for your view of that. It's really we just need that situation where we need to start to respond better. This if our insecurity went south in terms of reporting. I mean, the few days have also indicated that there are still issues to be dealt with. I was looking through, and I'm even looking forward to listening to what does the NSA want to say? I mean, the NSA saying if you're saying it, what is his role in saying it needs to say? The new set of army chiefs have making comments about retraining, realignment, the kind of what they like, steps that they want to take, non-kinetic, symmetric, metric. I've heard those words in recent times in many dynamic films. It looks like the pitches are really good. That really we're having quite a number of eloquent taking on the military role. But out of those, I guess it will not be there, and it will be really good to have results. The picks that there are things to be done. Looking through some of the, out of curiosity, I said, okay, what's the latest that the army has said, the Air Force have out this, with regards to that did happen. Nobody's saying there can be casualties. There can be casualties of all both sides, and it's not avoidable. As that situation, people also want to know that we should have the stated feeling of what's in there and the results are coming along in we want. Okay, I want to read PR Nigeria. They specialize in reporting issues, and they put forward an article around NAF helicopter evacuating injured troops to hospital crashed in Niger State. This is their account of things. So let me read it for you in the next few minutes. Air Force NAF helicopter, which crashed today in Niger State, today, was actually conveying to a military hospital state. Some troops on battle with terrorists. Nigeria exclusively gathered credible military sources. Quote now, the NAV helicopter that crashed in Niger today was not a fighter, as speculated in some courts. It is used for evacuation of the military personnel, they said. Contrary to reports that the NAV has gone down by armed bandits in a local government area of the state, the injured aircraft was actually on evacuations, airlifting injured troops who had engaged terrorists at some cities in Rafi, Wushishi, Lavun local governments.